Jason Miller had never been a particularly lucky man. His life was a constant string of small misfortunes, and lately, it seemed as if the universe had decided to focus entirely on him. Bills kept piling up, his work hours were cut unexpectedly, and the rent on his cramped apartment was due once again. He had hoped that maybe this month he could scrape together enough money, but reality had other plans. Standing outside his apartment, key in hand, he took a deep breath and tried to summon courage. Leora, his landlady, was not the typical property manager. She was an alien, a fact that most humans would find intimidating at first. Leora's skin shimmered with a faint cerulean glow. Her eyes reflected multiple colors like a liquid prism, and her presence radiated authority. Humans often found themselves unnerved by her calm but commanding demeanor. Jason had met other aliens in the city. After all, it was a hub for interstellar trade, but none had made him feel quite as small and fragile as Leora did. He pushed open the door to her office. The interior was sleek and futuristic, with glowing panels lining the walls, soft hums of machinery filling the space, and a large window showing the bustling city below. Leora sat behind a polished metal desk, her posture rigid but graceful. She looked up and studied him silently. "Jason," she said, her voice musical but edged with authority. "3 months behind, you understand what this means." Jason swallowed hard, his stomach twisting into knots. I know," he stammered. "I've had some unexpected problems. I can pay soon, I promise." Leora tilted her head, observing him as if weighing every word. The room seemed to shrink under her gaze. "Humans always say they will pay soon, yet they rarely do," she said. "Your situation is precarious, and I do not tolerate uncertainty lightly." Jason's mind raced. He had no money, no immediate solution, and Leora's reputation for strictness was well known. He knew there was no negotiating with her in the conventional sense. Just when he thought the conversation would end in despair, Leora leaned back slightly and a faint, almost teasing smile appeared on her lips. "However," she said, her voice softer but still compelling, "I may have a solution, one that benefits both of us." Jason blinked, unsure if he had heard correctly. "A solution?" he asked cautiously. "Yes," Leora replied. "I need a human capable of problem-solving, adaptability, and courage, someone who can handle a task that others would fail at. If you succeed, your rent will be forgiven entirely. No questions, no further debt. It is a simple agreement. Complete the task and you are free of your obligations." Jason's heart skipped a beat. Free rent. That would solve his immediate problems entirely. What kind of task?" he asked, trying to hide his nervousness. Leora stood and motioned to a floating holographic map that shimmered in the middle of the room. It displayed a vast asteroid belt, dotted with various structures. "There is a facility here," she explained, her eyes gleaming with a strange intensity. "Long abandoned, yet containing valuable data. Schematics, encrypted codes, information that must not fall into the wrong hands. I need you to retrieve it." Jason took a step back, feeling the weight of the proposition. "Me? Alone?" "You will not be entirely alone," she said, almost as if reading his mind. "But the bulk of the work relies on your human intuition. Aliens are precise, logical, but humans can see solutions that others cannot. That is why you are the perfect candidate." Jason's mind raced. He had never left Earth's orbit beyond basic tourism trips to space stations. Now he was being asked to travel to an asteroid belt and retrieve critical alien data. It was dangerous, yes, but also thrilling. It was the kind of adventure most humans only dreamed about in games and stories. And yet, the stakes were real. Failure could mean death, or worse, permanent exile in deep space. I think I can do it," he said finally, his voice tinged with both fear and determination. "I'll try." Leora's smile widened. "Good, you leave tomorrow, prepare yourself." Jason spent the night packing. He had very little to bring, but he carefully selected what he considered essential: a multi-tool basic survival gear, his personal data pad, and a few comfort items to remind him of home. He barely slept, his mind buzzing with possibilities and anxieties. He imagined the alien facility, the data, the dangers he might encounter. The idea of proving his human ingenuity to an advanced alien like Leora filled him with a strange mix of pride and apprehension. The next morning, Jason arrived at the spaceport. A sleek transport ship awaited him, its design unlike anything he had seen before. Smooth curves of polished metal, lights that pulsed rhythmically along the hull, and the hum of advanced engines that promised speed and precision. Leora was there to see him off, her figure calm but commanding, eyes glimmering with approval. "You will find challenges," she said as she handed him a small device. "This will help you navigate. It is not a guarantee of safety, but it will guide you. Trust your instincts, Jason. Adaptability is your greatest strength. And remember," she paused, a hint of a smile crossing her face, "humans are often underestimated. Use that to your advantage." Jason nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. He boarded the ship, his heart pounding with anticipation. As the engines roared to life and the ship lifted off, he glanced back at the city below. It looked peaceful from above, oblivious to the dangers of the wider galaxy. Yet he was heading toward unknown peril, toward a place where only courage, quick thinking, and human ingenuity would matter. The journey through space was long and quiet. Jason spent his time studying the map Leora had provided, familiarizing himself with the asteroid field and imagining potential obstacles. He realized that his task required more than just physical skill. It required strategy, intuition, and creativity. Aliens could calculate probabilities with perfect accuracy, but humans often found unconventional solutions that others could not predict. That unpredictability might be his greatest weapon. As he approached the asteroid belt, the facility came into view. It was enormous, dwarfing even the largest ships he had seen in orbit. Its design was alien, sleek, and intimidating. Glowing panels ran along the surface, casting a faint light into the void of space. The entrance was partially sealed with visible signs of age and decay, but security drones hovered in patrol, scanning for intruders. Jason's stomach tightened. This was real. The danger was not hypothetical, yet excitement coursed through his veins. He docked carefully, securing the ship and preparing for entry. Inside, the corridors were dark, lit only by intermittent lights and glowing alien interfaces. The air was slightly cold, and the silence was heavy, broken only by the hum of machinery. Jason moved cautiously, following the map and avoiding the visible drones. Every step required thought and attention. Soon, he encountered the first obstacle, a locked door with a complex security interface. Alien technology was advanced, far beyond anything he had learned in human schools, but his intuition allowed him to notice patterns and inconsistencies. With careful manipulation and a bit of improvisation, he bypassed the lock, marveling at how his human perspective allowed him to see possibilities the alien algorithms did not account for. As he progressed, the challenges became more difficult. Automated defenses tested his patience, corridors shifted, and holographic traps required quick thinking. Jason relied on creativity at every turn. A broken maintenance drone became a distraction for patrol bots. A loose panel provided a shortcut across a laser barrier. Each success reinforced his confidence, proving to him that humans were underestimated for a reason. They could think differently, improvise, and adapt in ways that rigid logic could not anticipate. Hours passed, and Jason finally reached the central core of the facility. The data he sought floated in a holographic interface, encrypted with codes that required both logical analysis and instinctive leaps. His pulse quickened as he worked, carefully deciphering patterns, testing solutions, and remaining patient. Every attempt brought him closer to the goal. Just as he retrieved the final segment of data, alarms blared. The scavenger gangs, alien mercenaries who had been following his progress, had arrived. Jason froze for a moment, but then remembered Leora's words about human unpredictability. Using the facility's layout to his advantage, he led the mercenaries through a maze of corridors, using traps, drones, and distractions to turn the situation in his favor. His ingenuity, adaptability, and quick thinking allowed him to escape unscathed, the stolen data secured in his pack. Exiting the facility, Jason felt a rush of triumph and relief. He had completed the task, survived alien defenses, and proven the value of human ingenuity. The transport ship awaited him, engines humming softly. As he lifted off, leaving the asteroid belt behind, Jason realized that he had done more than earn rent forgiveness. He had demonstrated that humans were capable of rising to challenges that even advanced alien civilizations underestimated. And somewhere, deep in the back of his mind, a new spark ignited. Maybe this was only the beginning of his adventures among the stars. Jason's hands trembled slightly as he guided the transport ship away from the asteroid belt. The adrenaline from the mission still coursed through him, leaving him hyper-aware of every movement and sound around him. He had done it, retrieved the data, outsmarted scavenger mercenaries, and survived alien defenses. Yet despite the victory, a part of him remained uneasy. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable, and he knew that even this success was just the beginning of something much larger. The ship hummed steadily as it carried him back to the city. Jason took a deep breath, trying to calm himself, but he couldn't help thinking about Leora. She had given him the chance to erase his debts, yes, but more than that, she had entrusted him with something far greater. Proof that humans, often underestimated, could rise to challenges others considered impossible. Upon landing, Jason was met by Leora at the docking station. She stood waiting, her cerulean skin glowing faintly under the artificial lights. Her eyes, which reflected the cosmos in a way no human eyes could, focused on him intently. Jason stepped out of the ship, trying to maintain a calm exterior, though every nerve in his body remained alert. "You have returned," Leora said, her voice calm but carrying a weight of authority. "And the data." Jason handed over the secure device containing the holographic schematics. Leora accepted it without a word, scanning its contents with her eyes that seemed capable of perceiving far beyond human senses. Moments later, she stepped back and smiled. "Excellent. You have succeeded where others would have failed." Jason felt a wave of relief and pride. "So my rent is completely forgiven?" he asked, the question almost escaping his lips as a plea. "Yes," she confirmed, her tone firm. "As promised, your debt is cleared. You owe me nothing." For a moment, Jason felt as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. He had been terrified of Leora's judgment, worried that his failure could have dire consequences, and now that pressure was gone. Yet, as he looked at her, he realized that the experience had given him more than just financial relief. It had given him confidence, a deeper understanding of human capability and resilience. Leora's gaze softened slightly, and she stepped closer. "You have shown remarkable ingenuity, courage, and adaptability, traits often overlooked in humans by other species. You have proven that unpredictability, when combined with skill, can be a powerful force." Jason blinked, taken aback. Compliments from Leora were rare, and he sensed genuine admiration in her tone. I just did what I had to do," he said humbly, though inside he felt a surge of pride. "No," Leora said gently. "You did more than what was required. You demonstrated qualities that even some of the most advanced species fail to possess. That is why I chose to entrust you with this task. You are exceptional, Jason." The words resonated deeply within him. All his life, humans had been underestimated by aliens and even by other humans. Here, in the presence of a being far more advanced, He had proven that resourcefulness, courage, and quick thinking were qualities that transcended species. For the first time, Jason felt a sense of true recognition, not just for what he had done, but for who he was. After a moment, Leora gestured toward a sleek vehicle waiting nearby. "Come, I wish to show you something." Jason followed, curious. He had expected the task to end with rent forgiveness, but there was something more in Leora's expression, a purpose, perhaps, or a desire to share knowledge. The vehicle glided silently through the city streets, moving with a grace and speed that made him feel as if he were floating. They arrived at a building he had never noticed before. It was modern, almost futuristic in design, with large glass panels and glowing interfaces. Leora led him inside, and Jason was immediately struck by the sight. Rows of holographic displays, alien machines, and technological devices filled the space. The building was a research hub, but unlike anything he had ever seen. "This is my personal laboratory," Leora explained. "It is where I study interstellar technologies and develop innovations that benefit multiple species. I have kept it separate from my public dealings, as it contains sensitive and valuable information." Jason's eyes widened. The technology here was beyond comprehension. Holographic schematics floated midair, alien machines hummed with energy, and devices he couldn't even name blinked and shifted in synchronized patterns. He felt a mixture of awe and humility. Humans had made incredible strides, yes, but compared to this, he realized how limited they appeared in terms of pure technological advancement. Leora guided him to a holographic console. "I wish to show you something," she said. With a swift motion, she brought up a series of holograms displaying complex interstellar networks, data encryption systems, and advanced propulsion technologies. "This is the type of work I am involved in. The data you retrieve today is part of a larger puzzle. Every species has strengths, Jason, but humans have a unique advantage: adaptability. Your ingenuity allowed you to succeed where others would have failed." Jason studied the holograms, trying to grasp the complexity of the systems. It was overwhelming, but at the same time, he felt a spark of excitement. This was more than a task. It was an opportunity. He had glimpsed the potential of human creativity and resourcefulness in a universe full of beings who often underestimated it. I never imagined I would see something like this," Jason admitted. "It's incredible, and you really think humans can contribute meaningfully to this?" Leora's gaze was firm and unwavering. "I know it. Humans are often dismissed because their achievements are not immediately apparent to other species. But adaptability, creativity, and courage, qualities inherent in your kind, allow humans to solve problems in ways that others cannot predict. You have proven it today." Jason felt a swell of pride. He had always felt small in a vast universe, but Leora's words made him see something he had never truly considered. Humans, despite their flaws, had potential that few could match. The galaxy might underestimate them, but that unpredictability was their greatest strength. Over the next few hours, Leora showed Jason how the data he had recovered fit into her research. She explained alien security systems, interstellar logistics, and advanced propulsion concepts, all in simplified terms for his understanding. Jason listened intently, absorbing information as quickly as he could. Every explanation deepened his appreciation for both human capability and the challenges faced by advanced species. Eventually, Leora stopped and regarded him thoughtfully. "Jason, your actions today have broader implications than you might realize. You have proven that a single human, relying on skill, intuition, and courage, can overcome challenges that even advanced species struggle with. This is the essence of human value in the interstellar community." Jason nodded, still processing the enormity of what he had accomplished. He had started the day worried about rent, and now he was standing in the heart of an alien research hub, recognized for qualities that even advanced civilizations often overlooked. The contrast was staggering and yet exhilarating. Leora's expression softened further. "There is one more thing," she said. "You have shown yourself capable of exceptional problem-solving and bravery. I would like to offer you an opportunity to continue assisting me in the future. There are many missions, many challenges that require a human touch. Your contribution would be valued, and you would continue to grow, not just in skill, but in understanding of the galaxy." Jason's heart raced. He had never considered such a possibility. He had thought of humans as limited, confined to their own planets and routines, but now he saw a role where his abilities could truly matter on a cosmic scale. He felt both fear and excitement at the prospect. I don't know what to say," he admitted. "Say that you are willing to continue," Leora replied, her eyes gleaming with quiet authority. "That you accept the challenge, knowing that humans are often underestimated, yet capable of remarkable achievements. You have proven yourself already. I merely offer a chance to continue proving it." Jason paused, considering the offer. He thought about his life, his struggles, and the small victories that had brought him here. He thought about the unpredictability of humans, their ability to adapt and overcome, and the sense of purpose that had filled him since he completed the mission. Slowly, a smile formed on his face. "I accept," he said firmly. "I want to continue. I want to help and prove what humans can do." Leora nodded, clearly pleased. "Good. You will not regret this decision. Together, we will accomplish things that others consider impossible. You will be challenged, tested, and pushed beyond limits, but you will also grow, and your value will become undeniable." As Jason left the laboratory later that evening, he felt a profound sense of accomplishment. He had erased his debts, survived a dangerous mission, and discovered that his ingenuity and adaptability were valued far beyond what he had imagined. The universe was vast and full of unknowns, but for the first time he felt a sense of belonging, not just on Earth but among the stars. He looked up at the night sky, where countless ships traveled silently between worlds, and felt a thrill of anticipation. Humans were underestimated, yes, but that unpredictability, combined with courage and ingenuity, made them a force to be reckoned with. Jason had proven it, and he knew that this was only the beginning of a life filled with challenges, discoveries, and adventures that would test and celebrate the very essence of humanity. For Jason, the galaxy was no longer an intimidating void. It was a playground of possibilities, where human ingenuity could shine, where courage could redefine expectations, and where a single person could make a difference. And as he thought about Leora and the trust she had placed in him, he realized something fundamental. Humans had power beyond their own understanding, and sometimes all it took was one chance to prove it. Jason smiled to himself, ready for the next adventure, KN.